Hey, what is up everyone, and welcome back to another video. In this video, we're going to practice regular expressions on a site called Regex Golf. And I have no idea what this site has to do with golf, but I decided to dress for the occasion. So to get started, type in Regex Golf in a Google search bar, and we want to go to this first site, the elf.nu site. And so if you're not familiar, regular expressions are a way to match all sorts of textual patterns in programming languages. It's a super powerful tool to help you do all sorts of stuff, whether you're doing natural language processing or if you're just writing, a JavaScript program that needs to check if a password meets your specifications. Regular expressions can be used for phone numbers, emails, all sorts of patterns in programming world. So this site helps us work on all of those. So I think to get the most out of this video, I recommend trying each exercise on your own, pausing the video, and then resuming it when you want to see my solution, or me at least struggle through some of these exercises, or maybe not struggle through these exercises. So a great way to practice your skills. Some good resources to use. I'll put a nice cheat sheet for regexes in the description, and I'm currently working on a full-length regular expression tutorial, so I'll also link that if it's out. All right, let's get started. All right, so the warm-up here, we have to match. Basically, I see a lot of foot. Looks like every one of these has foot in it, and none of these have foot. So I think if we just type in foot, okay, it looks like foo. Okay, looks like we got that pretty straightforward. Okay, match all of these and none of the other ones. Okay, let's see, I'm trying to think what it seems like ick is always at the end, right? So if we look at our cheat sheet here, so feel free to pause this and try it on your own. But if you aren't certain how to do this off of this, the cheat sheet definitely can help us out in this situation. So if we look at this cheat sheet, where'd it go? We can look at the anchors here, and one of them is end of string, so we definitely can use that. Let's see what the thing, you're detected 1 point per character you use, and 10 if you match something you shouldn't. Okay, so, I get why it's golf now. It's the amount of characters I think we use. But we see that ick is at the end, so that's really our key indicator. And if we look at that cheat sheet, we see that $sign is end of string. So that's how we'll leverage this. So if we want to do ICK and then $sign, looks like we matched it. Nice work. I don't know how people apparently do this in 1 or 2 characters. I guess you could also do simply like, I think ICK is the best way to do it, but honestly, you probably would still have luck by doing $, but I think the more robust solution is that 4-character solution. So whatever you think makes most sense. All right, exercise number 3, it never ends. Let's zoom in a bit. All right, it never ends. $sign is not allowed. Okay. So we need FU to be at the end, but we can't use the $sign. We can't use that anchor. So how can we think about this one? We could just do a not, like basically a not caret. So caret sign is start, $sign is end. The way that I remember that is like caret is you're up. We're starting the sentence. Caret sign is the start of sentence. You're up. And then I think about $sign as the end of sentence because after you do work, after you input something, you get your money. So $sign at the end because you get the money after you do the work. So let's just do not, basically FU. And I think we use a not sign here. Or maybe, actually if we do start, and then not F, or I think we can do caret sign in the brackets is not F. Let me think. Let's just real quick go to that cheat sheet. All right. Start of string, yep. How do we do not again? Not A, B, or C. Could definitely use like look aheads down here, but I think there's something simpler we could do. So I'm going to just on the cheat sheet look up not. And with these two, like this should be a pretty straightforward one, but like how to exclude characters in regex. Like look up, feel free to use Google as your friend too. How do we do multiple characters here? Exclude series of characters regex. Okay, it looks like we could use the negative look ahead. I was hoping we didn't have to do that, but I think that's one way to do it. So you could just do start and then question, exclamation point, FU, close parentheses. That should work. Oh, we need to match the first one. Interesting. I thought about this all wrong. All right, FU at the end, but we can't use anchor. I mean, we could use a word boundary like /B. Okay, that wasn't as hard as I was trying to make it out to be, but hopefully you learned something in the process. Cool. And some people are doing it 1, 2, and 3 characters. I think 3 characters seems to be popular. So you, again, probably could have done U/B. But I like to be more robust. FU was really the pattern here. So let's do ranges. Match all of these. All right, feel free to pause the video and resume it when you want to see my solution. So it looks like in these, all I'm seeing is A through F. This is interesting. And these ones have characters outside of that range. So with ranges, like you can do all characters A to Z, but if we wanted just like A through F or something like that, we could do A-F and then do plus. So it means one or more. So it looks like actually what we need to do is not G through Z. And it can't be anywhere in the word, so let's think about this. So maybe if I don't even do 1 plus, I just do that alone. Okay, let's see. Not G through Z, and there needs to be in every character. So start of the line, not G through Z plus, and then end of a line. That'd be one way to do it. Might be simpler solutions, but we see basically this is meaning not G through Z for the entire string, and we make it the entire string by doing caret at the start and $sign at the end. Let's just look at the cheat sheet real quick. We could have used word boundaries maybe again. So word boundaries is like a space, period, end of line. That definitely could have worked as well. Would have been a little simpler. Maybe not actually. That would have been probably more complicated. Could have maybe used negative or look ahead assertion. But that wouldn't match what we want. So I think that this is a good solution. I'm happy with it. I'm curious how people did on this one. Yeah, it seems like the best was 8 overall. I don't know. I feel like people are cheating with these one character solutions. So 8 looks pretty common. We did 9, so we might have been just able to remove like this caret or maybe the end. Oh no, I don't know. Something we could have done here. All right, let's go to Backrefs. Alrighty. What is the issue here? This doesn't really work as a tutorial. Not really clear what you're supposed to do here. Okay. We're seeing repeat patterns multiple times in the string. and not in this one. So, and it's always the first 3 characters show up again. So this is definitely a trickier one. There was a site that I liked that I think explained this pretty good. Regex, I think it was regexlearn.com. I think walks through some good examples. So check that out if you need a good like overview of regular expressions. Okay, so how do we do backrefs? I think we can also look at our cheat sheet and see what that looks like. Look up backref. Maybe it's not called back reference here. Let's see what we have actually in the cheat sheet. And I forgot to do this off the top of my head, so whenever in doubt, use handy dandy Google. So like in this situation, I can't speak. In this situation, we want to capture repeated sequence regex, and so we'll see what pops up there. I'd like to match 3 character sequence of letters separated by a comma. Okay, this doesn't quite work. It's not quite what we're looking for here. Matching a repeating sequence. Okay, this might work. Okay, so we can use capture groups. And yeah, this is leveraged nicely in the Regex Learn site. So we capture this as \1. And basically, so this is the first capture group right here. We can reference it with \1. And so we're looking for any time it occurs 2 or more times. So this, honestly, we might be able to just copy basically this and paste it in on the Regex Golf site. So just to reiterate, we're capturing a group here. Because this is the first group we capture, we use the \1 to reference that first captured group. And then we say we want it to repeat 2 or more times. If we look at the cheat sheet, we see group. This is a capture group. If we used ::, it would be a non-capturing group, so it wouldn't get caught up in that reference. We take the group, and then we can leverage these quantifiers, basically, to specify how many times it should occur. So if we can do something like, we're basically capturing A to Z, could be anything in this first sequence, A to Z, first 3 characters. So that's our capture group. And then we can have any sort of characters. So there's characters sometimes in between this. So next we want to do A through Z, 0 or more. So there sometimes it repeats right away, like Barbary repeats right away. So that would be 0 specified by this. And we look at our cheat sheet. 0 or more is the asterisk quantifier. And then we want, at some point, our control group 1 to be there. And so this already looks good. And honestly, let's think. I guess we wouldn't even need, oh yeah, we do need the A to Z part. If I deleted that, it would get issues. But I guess we don't need to specify that there's characters afterwards, but it wouldn't hurt to do like A to Z star again. That would capture the full words here instead of just capturing part of the words, as you see with the underlines in this situation. So this is less characters though. I'm curious what the solutions are. So some people are able to do it at 9. For the most part though, because this is a very unique game, Regex Golf, in most situations it doesn't matter. Like I would try to write regexes that are easiest to understand rather than short but maybe confusing. So easy to understand, out rules confusing, but I guess we're playing Regex golf. You know, you decide how you want to approach these problems. Match all of these and none of these. I'm trying to find even a pattern here. I'm seeing multiple A's in a lot of these. Okay, it looks like, from my perspective, and part of regexes, in this type of exercise, we need to find the patterns. And that is true in the real world. But oftentimes we kind of know the pattern we're looking for, so we kind of define that and then have to write a regular expression to capture that. So part of the fun of this exercise is like we're trying to look for patterns. And I think the pattern that I see here, make this a little bigger, is multiple of the same character in a row. So we just can't have repeated characters consecutively. So that's interesting. How do we do that? Can't have any repeated characters. So this would be, if we looked ahead at the current, we want to like look at a certain character and just look ahead to make sure the next character is not also that character. That's interesting with regexes. So feel free to pause the video, try this on your own, and start it. All right, I'm going to look at the cheat sheet. I feel like that's where I start with these types of things. And like, I kind of am thinking about these look ahead assertions. So I think, honestly, what we just need to do is just do basically a capture group of A to Z, and then followed immediately by /1. Oh, interesting. Effusive is in here. So it's also a certain set of characters. This is weird. Now I need to figure out what the heck is going on here. The nice thing that we do see is that we are matching consecutive letters. And these all have consecutive letters. So what is the difference? Four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 12. Oh man, is it only double letters in even length words? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Dang it, that one's out the window too. This is so weird. What is the other patterns here? Like you could start getting specific and like exclude a couple examples, but I don't know if that is how we should approach this. Like I could just capture effusive and noisefully separately. Oh my gosh. I've been looking at this all wrong. If we look at it, it's repeated character, 2 repeated characters in a row, and then repeated character. Okay, that makes sense. Let's just start from scratch here. So the difference between effusive and noisefully is that it's ULLY and it's EFFU, whereas all of these have character 1, character 2, character 2, character 1. So character 1, character 2, character 2. So the ends repeat here. So now we need to leverage that. So basically what we want to do here is we have A to Z, that's our first capture group. Then we have another A to Z, that's our second capture group. Finally, we have /2 because we want to get that first or that second capture group, and then /1 because we want to capture that first capture group. And then we just want to do basically not of all of this. So if we do now a negative look ahead, so negative look ahead would be this. And this probably now would need to be 3, and this would need to be 2. A to Z, 0 or more. Start of line, A to Z, 0 or more, negative look ahead, and then end of line. Oh, we're so close. Maybe we need to just do a negative look around for a larger pattern where it's this, but it's also dot star. Oh man, we got it. So no characters followed by this. Followed by a word boundary, or you could also put this as dollar here. I guess it doesn't have to be at the end of the line. So wherever we are, we can't look ahead and see some characters and then. Okay, that looks good. All right, let's just review this one because it took a while to get. Basically, we start with what we want to match, which is character, 2 characters, character, which is specified by this expression right here. We see that it's highlighting those correctly. And then basically we want something, so question mark explanation, we want to look ahead and never find a situation where we have some characters repeated 0 or more times, followed by this expression, followed by, and we got to close this expression, followed by like a word boundary. So start a string. Start of string. Okay. Hopefully this kind of makes sense. This is a tricky one. The key takeaway here is that we use this matching groups, but probably better solutions. Yeah, it looks like 14 is an optimal solution. I wish we could see these. I don't know if we can, but that was tricky. Let's keep going. Let's do a man, a plan. Match all of these. Okay, so it looks like we're trying to match, and it says we're allowed to cheat a little. Even in hard mode, words will be no longer than 13 characters. So this is a big hint. We're still going to use those back references. Feel free to pause the video, but it seems like we're going to kind of just hack this out. So there's like, if it's 1 character, it's just, that's fine. So it needs to be an odd number of characters for this to work, right? Oh no, I guess it could be even. Cook is even. Basically, we can do all the cases if words will be no longer than 13 characters. I don't know if this will be optimal, but what we can do is, let's think about it. 1 character is fine. So we could do A to Z, that works. Or we could do, and I guess I don't need to have, or we could do, if it's 2 characters, then it would be A to Z as our first thing, another A to Z as our second character, and then it could be any character, so A to Z, followed by /2/1, And we could just keep at this. So, or it could be, we can just copy this. So basically we're just going through the cases. This is basically saying A to Z, any character, then the second character we saw, then the first character we saw. Paste this again, or A to Z. And now we're going to have to be a little bit more clever, though. This is going to be the third. Because now we have this long string, this is actually the third match. This is the fourth, or this is the fourth match. This is the third match. And we actually want to add one more situation here. A to Z as another matching group. Any character. Or I guess it could be any character or 0 or more characters. Or exactly 1 or 0, so question mark. And I guess we want to start that, start of word, and that's end of line. We're getting there. And this one, A to Z. /4/3. This would be 5, 4, 3. And this A to Z here is a question mark. Could be there, could not. Oh no. And if we just finish this off with a start and end, look at that, 70. That's not a great score, huh? Geez, people did it in 13. Yeah, this was definitely a hacky solution. I feel like I didn't think about it too hard because it said we're allowed to cheat a little. I'm trying to think how we can be smarter about this. I'm sure you could look up for this type of situation if you had to make a regex to match a palindrome. Like, that's a simple thing to type in. Regex to match palindrome. I'm trying to think. These are interesting answers. If you have a better solution than this, let me know in the comments. I'm curious. Definitely is better solutions. I feel like if I, instead of looked for palindromes, looked for things that immediately broke what it meant to be a palindrome, then I might have better luck. Yeah, I feel like I could get creative with this type of approach. So, yeah, let me know in the comments if you can figure this one out. I'll do maybe, I say, one more. Oh, man. I don't know if I'm going to do prime. Let's do 4, how about? Match all of these and none of these. All right. There's a character that shows up at least 4 times, it looks like, in all of these that are... Yeah, so there's some character. So we have, in this one, feel free to pause the video and resume when I go. And I'll, I guess, share links maybe to these points. It looks like we need to kind of bookmark these links to get back here. It looks like characters show up 4 or more times in these situations. That's a pretty straightforward task. We can use the quantifier. Like this to easily do character 4 more times. I think it's just a matter of capturing that same character, so we can use a capture group for that. So we'll have to use a capture group. This shouldn't be too hard though. We don't know which character is going to be repeated 4 times, so that's why we have to use that capture group. So we're going to capture A to Z. And then we need to basically have this show up 4 more times. So one thing that we could do is do dot star and then \1 dot star \1 dot star \1. Interesting. This one is seeming to match. One, 2, 3, 4. That has the character 4 times. I wonder what the difference now is. Okay, it looks like it's the 4 here is 1, 2, 1. Character, not character, character, not character, character, not character, character, not character. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so it shows up. It's not unlimited amount of characters that we can have. It's only one single character. So it's dot, dot, dot. Okay, that's not terrible. That was fairly good. I feel like we probably got like the best result. Oh, I guess people have done it better. But that's pretty dang good in my book. Oh, I guess we could have done, right, we could have done, instead of A to Z, we could have done a word character here. So that's good to know. Word characters, you know, we're specifically looking for letters, but these word characters, I'm going to just check this real quick. \W in Regex. Word character. Okay, so word characters are A to Z. This stuff right here, that's a simple hand expression for word characters. So the thing is, like, I didn't really consider numbers here. I really just wanted lowercase letters, so that's why I used the A to Z. But yeah, that is a shortcut that we could have used for many of these, the \W. And remember, it's a backslash because it's near the backspace. So \W would have worked. Cool. I'm pretty content here. We could keep going, but I think I'm going to pause here. I think this was fun, you know, introduction to some regular expression practice on Regex Golf. If you want to see me do more of these, definitely let me know in the comments. But I think we'll pause here, you know, continue to try these on your own, but maybe I'll make a follow-up video if this gets enough interest. Alrighty, hope you all enjoyed. Until next time, peace out.